The Before. "Ma, have you seen Monday?" I asked, the moment I walked out the gate at Reagan Washington National Airport, my hair still in fuzzy summer braids, skin browned by the southern sun. "Shh, can I get a hello first? I ain't seen you all summer either." Ma chuckled, her skinny arms stretched wide as I dove into a joy-filled hug. Every summer, Ma sent me down to Georgia to stay with my grandmama for 2 months. Monday and I would write letters to each other with funny drawings and ripped-out magazine articles, keeping up with the latest neighborhood gossip and music. But that summer was different. Monday never responded to any of my letters. Without them, the summer had crept by like a runaway turtle. I loved Grandmama, but I missed my room, missed my TV, and most of all, I missed Monday. Lights twinkled off the Anacostia River as we crossed the bridge onto Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, the Nationals baseball stadium in the distance. The moment we turned off on Good Hope Road, I noticed old posters still pasted to an abandoned building at the crossroads. Save Ed Burrow, its community, its home. Ma relocked the car doors, her back tensing. A true Southerner, she never felt safe in the city, despite living here since I was born. As a distraction, I told her about my unanswered letters. She shrugged, more focused on the evening traffic, mumbling maybe she couldn't make it to the post office. But that didn't make much sense to me. We'd saved our money and bought enough stamps to make it through the 8 weeks without each other, since Grandmama don't like the kids playing on her phone, and my cousin already hogged up the line talking to her man. Monday knew I hated writing, but we promised to keep in touch. And you don't just back out of promises. Not with your best friend since the 1st grade. "I don't know, Sweet Pea," Ma said, stopped at a light by the liquor store, and gave a nervous wave to someone she recognized outside. "She probably got caught up with something. But once she knows you're back, I'm sure she'll be by." The light turned green, and Ma slammed on the gas for 2 blocks before making a sharp left at the Anacostia Library, then a right onto U Place. Home. She parked on the street in front, and I jumped out of the car with my book bag and sprinted for the door. I ain't gonna lie. Every summer I kind of hope to come back to some miraculous transformation. Not that I don't like our house. I just love surprises. Like running down the stairs Christmas morning. I always expect to find a fresh coat of terracotta paint on the walls, a new couch to replace our beige sofa set, stainless steel appliances to replace our rusting white ones, and a new staircase banister, one that wouldn't cry when you leaned on it. As soon as I walked in and found nothing had changed, I dropped my bag and used the phone by the stairs to call Monday. Maybe she was too wrapped up in taking care of her little brother and sister this summer to write. Whatever the reason, I'd let it slide. Since I was about ready to bust, I had so much to tell her. One ring in, and some automatic lady told me I have the wrong number. I only knew 2 numbers by heart, Monday's and my own. "Girl, you on that phone already?" Ma huffed, dragging my suitcase in the house. "Why you don't let no grass grow under your feet?" "Monday's phone not working." "Probably off the hook or something," she said, locking up the front door. "Now hurry up and get the comb. We need to start on this hair. Shh. I should have told Mama to take out these braids before you came." I took the stairs 2 at a time and opened the first door on the right. My room was exactly as I left it, a mess. I mean, my twin bed with its steep eggplant bedspread had been made, and the lavender walls where I hung all my artwork between music and movie posters were all still in place. But I hadn't had time to clean up the tent Monday and I made with a bunch of old sheets and throw pillows during our last sleepover before I left. It still sat under the shelf near the window, facing the back of the library across the street. "Claudia, hurry up!" Ma shouted from downstairs. "Comin', Ma!" I grabbed the comb off my white vanity, noticing a fresh coloring book and pencils sitting on my chair. Daddy must have left it before heading out on another delivery. "Claudia, let's go! We'll be up all night!" Ma and I spent the rest of the evening tackling my braids, then washing and straightening out my hair. Exhausted, I finally climbed into bed close to midnight, ignoring the gnawing in my stomach. Something wasn't right, but I couldn't put a finger on it. "Claudia!" Ma yelled the next morning from the kitchen. "You're gonna be late for your first day!" Every year Ma would holler, wanting me to run down the stairs all crazy and be surprised by the big breakfast she always made for the first day of school. Pancakes with a syrupy smiley face, scrambled eggs with cheese, grits, and beef sausage links. So I played along, jumping off the last 2 steps and running into the kitchen dressed in my school uniform and new sneakers, greeted by the table laid out with my feast. "Surprise!" Ma said, springing from her hiding spot, her short auburn hair still in pin curls. Sometimes in the light, little specks of gray peeked out behind her rose gold highlights. "Thanks, Ma," I laughed, hopping into my seat. "Lord, I cannot believe you're going to high school next year. I'm such an old woman now." "Ma, you don't act no older than me." She grinned, cupping my face. "That's no way to speak to your mother." "Okay, sweet pea. Hurry up and eat your breakfast. You don't want to be late for school and keep Monday waiting." Ma knew the right words to light a match under my butt. What was I going to say when I finally saw Monday? I mean, how could she just leave me hanging all summer? "Ma, can Monday come over after school today?" I asked, between pancake bites. She laughed. "Y'all waste no time." "Okay, she can come. Just check in with Miss Paul first, okay?" I dropped my fork onto my plate. "I thought you said I didn't have to go to the library after school anymore. I don't need no babysitter." "Not a babysitter," Ma said, feigning innocence. "Just want you to go say hi. Ain't nothing wrong with you checking in so someone knows where you are. Breadcrumbs, Claudia. Always good to leave breadcrumbs." "I wouldn't need to leave breadcrumbs if I had a cell phone," I muttered into my lap. Ma huffed. "Listen, I ain't going down this road with you again. We agreed, once you start high school, then you can have one. Now come on, let's go." I strapped on my new book bag, navy with violet swirl designs. Monday had the same one except in pink, her favorite color. We picked them out right before I left for Georgia. I called her 2 more times before leaving, just to check. No answer. Ma always drove me to school on the first day, taking off a few hours from the veterans' canteen. They'd miss her for sure, leaving their kitchen a mess without her running it. But she always says, "You only get one shot at your kids, so you need to hit the bullseye." We pulled up to Warren Kent Charter School, behind a line of other cars waiting to drop off, at the big fenced-in yard where all the kids gathered by grade before the first bell. Pressing my greasy face against the glass, I scanned the sea of red and navy plaid uniforms for my matching book bag. "Ma, I don't see Monday," I said, trying to hide my panic. Monday always arrived first to school, sometimes 2 hours before anyone else even thought of showing up. "I'm sure she'll be here soon," Ma said over the steering wheel, inching to the drop-off point. "Now have a good day at school, sweet pea. Remember to call me as soon as you get home." An avalanche of uncertainty tumbled down, pinning me to my seat. I couldn't step 1 foot out of the car without seeing Monday first. School didn't seem real or possible without her, and the idea of walking out there alone, with all those kids. Beep, beep. A horn blew behind us. "Oh, shut up," Ma yelled out the window before turning to the back seat. "Sweet pea, what's wrong? You're not nervous, are you?" When she used that squeaky, nasally voice, felt as if I was strapped in a car seat with a bottle, rather than being a year away from high school. If I didn't start acting like it, I thought, she'd never stop treating me like a baby. I shook my head. Nah, Ma. I'm good. Another horn blew, more aggravated than before. Beep! Ma rolled her eyes and smiled, looking straight through my act. Claudia, she'll be here. She's probably just running late or something. Now look over there. She pointed into the schoolyard at one of the lunch monitors holding up a sign that read 8th graders. See? Your class is right there. Why don't you wait in line and save her a spot? I'm sure you got a lot of catching up to do with your other friends too, okay? The line of my classmates, my arch enemies, stretched long. Without Monday by my side, I was jumping alone into shark-infested waters, dripping in blood. But Ma didn't know Monday was my only friend. Okay. She grinned. Now, come give me a kiss. Clicking off my seatbelt, I leaned forward, kissed her cheek, and she wrapped an arm around me in another tight squeeze. I love you so much. Have a great first day. Squeezing back and not wanting to let go, I whispered, love you too, and climbed out of the car with a brave face, but my lungs pinched shut. Warren Kent ain't a big school, around 1,000 students, but when you put us all together, we sounded like 1,000,000. Shrieks of kindergartners blew out eardrums. The 3rd and 4th graders ran circles. The 6th and 7th graders hugged and giggled, reunited after months apart. This will be Monday and me when she shows up. I reminded myself over and over again to keep from running back to the car. I peeked over my shoulder at Ma, who was still watching from her spot, cars beeping behind her. She's right, I thought. I'm tripping. Of course Monday would come. She never ever missed a day of school. But I still gulped as I approached my class. Everyone looked older, more menacing, the boys taller, and the girls had filled out. I wondered if I looked different too. Maybe Monday did, and I didn't recognize her. Shayla Green stood at the top of the line, an evil smirk growing across her pretty brown face. She whispered into Ashley Hilton's ear, with her new mini gold hoops. They stared, giggling. I whipped around, ready to run back to the car, but Ma drove off, and all my bravery evaporated. Oh snap, Dyke bitch is back, Trevor Abernathy cackled, his white button-down shirt making his rich black skin glow. The others snickered, monsters in uniforms. I kept my head down and stood at the end of the line. Trevor skipped around and yanked at Shayla's ponytail. Boy, I ain't playing with you, Shayla snapped. He danced around, trying to escape her swinging arms as the others egged him on. So immature, I thought. Look at them, a bunch of dummies. How they expect to get into any good high school acting like that. At least I know they won't be following me nowhere. One more year, then it'll just be me and Monday. But until then, Monday needed to hurry up and get here, before the wolves closed in. Seconds ticked by, the yard buzzing as everyone checked out each other's hairstyles, cuts, fresh sneakers, jewelry, and book bags. Accessories were the only way to set yourself apart. I flipped open my compact, smoothing down my edges and slicking on another layer of clear cherry lip gloss. I mean, I looked cute, but it was hard to relish in it when the one person I wanted to see me more than anyone wasn't there. Monday usually wore her hair in braids, but we decided that for the first week of school, we tried new styles, more grown-up looks. You know, to practice for high school. But without our regular catch-up, I worried she might have forgotten our plan. I stared at the gate, checking my watch. The bell shrieked, and the lines of students began falling into the building, starting with the kindergartners, then the first graders. Monday's brother, August, should have been with the 5th graders, but he was nowhere in sight. And her sister Tuesday, wasn't she supposed to start kindergarten? Where are they? I mumbled to myself. My bony knees clapped together as they called our line, and we trickled in slowly. I never took my eyes off the gate, hoping at any moment she'd come running through it. Panicked and out of breath, her hair glistening with that coconut oil she loved. We would hug in relief, and she'd be by my side again, the world back to normal. But the gates swept out of sight and were replaced by the beige brick walls of our school. The heavy dookie brown doors slammed shut behind me, like a period marking the end to that dream. Hello, class. My name is Ms. O'Donnell, and I will be your homeroom and first period teacher for the school year, she said as she wrote her name on the board. First rule, attendance is taken only when you are in your seats before the second bell rings. Ms. O'Donnell, a name I would grow to hate over the year, taught 8th grade English. She had short, curly, graying blonde hair and a white face full of deep lines behind huge glasses. She was dressed in high-waist pants, a canary yellow t-shirt, and ugly brown loafers. We'd met her last year on move-up day, and one of the older kids had said she was the meanest teacher in the school, maybe the whole planet. Now, when I call your name, raise your hand. Trevor Abernathy. Trevor finished snickering with his boys just in time. Here. Arlene Brown. Here. As she went through roll call, I noticed how packed the room was. Every seat taken. Not a single empty desk left for Monday. Where would she sit when she showed up? Claudia Coleman. Here, I announced, raising my hand and wiggling my fingers so the light would catch off my new manicure, lilac with pink metallic stripes. I added the pink for Monday. Carl Daniels. Here. Wait, she didn't call Monday Charles? Monday's name always came before mine. Does she have the wrong list? Did they move Monday to another homeroom? Maybe, but Monday would have told me. Wouldn't she? Hey, Sweet Pea. How was your first day? Ma said as soon as she walked in from her shift, carrying a few bags of groceries. Monday didn't show up. After school, I called Monday's number 5 times, and the automatic lady told me once again that I was wrong. On a day we should have been comparing class schedules and locker assignments, I spent the afternoon watching reruns of Dance Machine, coloring in my new books, and trying to relax on a bed of sharp needles. Really? Ma frowned. Well, maybe she'll be there tomorrow. Just be patient. I tried to be patient. After all, if I asked too many questions, I could draw attention to the fact that I had no friends, and it'd be open season for nonstop teasing. But Monday didn't show up on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. By Friday, with my stomach clenched tight from all the knots it tied itself into, I mustered up enough courage to ask one of the kids that lived in her complex if he had seen her. Nah, Daryl Singleton said, standing by his locker, packing his school lunch leftovers in his bag. Haven't seen her all summer. Daryl was the biggest kid in the whole school, towering over everyone with a greasy, meaty face full of hills, valleys, and potholes. His uniform barely fit, and his locker forever smelled like the rotting food he squandered. All summer? You sure? Yeah. Why? Wasn't she with you? Daryl has had a crush on Monday since the 4th grade, but she never paid him the time of day. Of all people, I was sure he would have been checking for her. I clutched my math textbook to my chest. I was away all summer. Oh, he mumbled, squirming more than usual. Well, I saw her mom a couple days ago. She stopped by next door. His voice drifted, eyes darting away. Everyone knew the house next to Daryl's was what Monday called the pit stop. Folks from New York to Florida stopped by, dropping off or picking up packages. Any drug you could ever think of, the pit stop had your 21 flavors. What about her brother or sisters? He scratched his head, thinking, I don't know, maybe.